His father had brought him back home to live with him and the other children. Over the years, the 3 children and their father had forged a close-knit family. Now they were all headed to Braybrook, where Thomas was to be the principal of the first public school in the area. John knew that the move was partly for the benefit of his older brother. Eugene was a brilliant student, and from Braybrook he would have the opportunity to attend University High School in Melbourne to prepare himself for college. For his part, John wasn't too worried about where he lived, as long as he could go rabbit hunting and ramble in the countryside. Although his father and brother loved nothing better than to sit and read long history and literature books, John much preferred to be outdoors with the sun beating on his back, his rifle tucked under his arm. Something about nature, the rolling countryside where cows and sheep grazed, and kangaroos, wallabies, and emus roamed, made him feel free and alive. The wagon swayed and lurched as the Flynns rode along, and soon everyone and everything was covered with a layer of red dust. John was glad when they reached Braybrook. However, many things about the new place surprised him. John had imagined living on the outskirts of a city, a place with paved roads and street lamps. Instead, he found himself in a grimy town. Braybrook was the junction for the railroad lines that joined Melbourne, along with its ports in Williamstown and Newport, to Ballarat and Adelaide in the west, and Bendigo in the north. As a result, it was a hub for industry, and many factories dotted the landscape. Like their home in Snake Valley, the Flynn's new house had no running water and no sewage system. The wastewater gathered in puddles on the lower-lying streets of the town, and once a week, a worker shoveled lime powder onto the streets to reduce the smell. Within a year of the Flynn's arrival in Braybrook, the area was struck with a typhoid fever epidemic that claimed the lives of a number of the town's residents. Thankfully, no one in the Flynn household caught the disease. Soon after the typhoid epidemic, an economic depression hit the area. Money was short, and many people lost their jobs. The depression had some effect on the Flynns. Now the rabbits John hunted became a vital part of the family's dinner menu. John also sold the rabbit skins to a local tannery. His sister, Rosetta, soon became an expert at cooking rabbit, and any extra meat was given to needy neighbors. John also speared eels in Cororoit Creek and hunted for wild mushrooms for the dinner table. When John roamed the plain that surrounded Braybrook, he seldom saw another human being. But one day, as he combed the grasslands hunting rabbits, he spotted a man in his late 20s riding on horseback. The man wore a 3-piece suit and a wide-brimmed felt hat. A gold watch chain dangled from his vest pocket. John frowned. Someone that well-dressed was clearly out of place in the grasslands around Braybrook. As the man rode closer, John recognized the rider's outsized mustache from a photo he had seen. The man was Hugh Victor McKay. Everyone in town knew that this wealthy man was scouting the area for a site to build his sunshine harvester machines. Given the hard economic times, John knew that Braybrook was eager to have such a factory built in the area to provide jobs. "Hello, lad," Mr. McKay said as he approached John. "Any luck with the hunting?" "Not yet, sir," John replied politely. "I was just getting started. Over that rise is a rocky patch where I often have luck." "Oh, you should keep that under your hat," Mr. McKay laughed. "You wouldn't want me beating you over there." John smiled. He liked the man's easy manner. "What's your name, lad?" Mr. McKay asked. John Flynn, sir. My father's the local school principal." "Ah, Thomas Flynn. I've heard good reports of him. He also preaches at the local Presbyterian church, doesn't he?" "Yes," John replied. "That's what I like to see. Good, solid Christian families here in these parts. Please tell him Hugh McKay sends his greetings. We might be neighbours soon." "Yes, sir," John said.